Venom and Smoke podcast, you heard me?
Hey, I'm live. Well, as you can see, I might have to do solo dolo right now. Nasty can't make it today, and I think Brandon running a little late, so y'all gotta bear with me. So I'm gonna do this the best way I can, man, because the show must keep going on. You feel me? So, as I can see, Brandon is popping up, and he's in a good mood. And wait till his device connect. He's in a good mood because we're gonna talk about our first topic today, and that's Giannis. Giannis, as y'all know, Giannis won back-to-back MVPs. He's like the first person to do it since I think Steph Curry, I think. And and is it well deserved? I'm like, yes, if it's well deserved because of add him to the stream. Hey, Brandon, you yeah. I don't see him. Oh, he gonna come. But I think Giannis is very deserving of this award, man. He balled out all year long. He balled out. Yeah, it's just in the playoffs with the lack of help and and teams like the Heat, like the Heat can key on him. He runs tough when you play him in a 7-game series. It's gonna be tough for someone like Giannis, to win the championship as that team is constructed because they can just key on him and take away things he likes to do. But this is a regular season award, and during the regular season, he was doing this thing in the regular season. Like he was balling hard in the regular season. I know Brandon is trying to get on. I see him right now because I know he's in full-fledged mode right now because he's happy. But what's going on, Brandon? Happy MVP. I guess it's happy MVP day.
Yeah.
Giannis won back-to-back MVPs. So how you feel about it?
I'm happy. He definitely deserved it. All them Lakers fans that are out there, first they started hating because he got defensive player over AD, and now they're hating because he got it over Bron. But, the fact of the matter is, if you look at looking at it like that, you already know his offense is there. And then winning the Defensive Player of the Year on top of it. And then if you just look at how the voting went last year, when it was between him and Harden, ultimately Giannis coming in second in Defensive Player of the Year helped him last year. So if you didn't think it was going to go,
Yeah. Kind of breaking up a little bit, but I heard the gist of what you're saying.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah. how they
it's not messing up.
voted on it last year. If you look at how they voted on it last year, they did the same exact thing this year.
Yeah, man. The yeah, we had a little bit of audio feedback or whatever, but yeah, I don't get why Harden keep being in the MVP race. Like, I know he's making up numbers. So that if you want to do by numbers, you can just put Bradley Beal in the MVP race if you want to. If you're doing it like that, it's Harden. I'm getting tired of Harden being like third in the MVP race. It shows he's not valuable to me. I'm sorry, Harden got to stop being in the MVP race. I'd rather have you could have had two Lakers in the MVP race with Giannis, but Giannis still winning. But yeah, I know you're happy. You know, this is a consolation prize since Jimmy in the Heat is just destroying everybody, man. But I'm happy Giannis got this because let's see, 'cause that's our next subject, man. Jimmy in the Heat, Jimmy bucket win again. Cause I think Brandon, we lost Brandon. When he come back, I put him on. Jimmy buckets. They were down again, and he came back. Jimmy buckets. As people don't know him as Jimmy Butler. He's dominating. He's doing what he needs to do, and they got the Celtics in a 0-2 hole right now. And I see Brandon is back. Put him back on. Yeah, we was just saying, Jimmy Buckets, gave Giannis that L. I know you don't really want to talk about that, but he's giving L's to the Celtics, so it's not like he just gave y'all an L. He's been giving people L's all series long. And matter of fact, your team is the only team to give him one L in the whole playoffs. So, what you think about Jimmy lighting up the Celtics again?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't. I think it's more of a mentality thing with him. His aggressive, like he like a pit bull. Like that's what it is. That mentality, because he's not. It's not like he's going out there. He had that one big game against us where I think he dropped 30 or 40 on us.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I mean, he hasn't really been like scoring like crazy. It's just that pit bull mentality. Because when they played us, I felt like Jay Crowder was shooting 150% from three against us. Like that whole team, they're just shooting the lights out. They're forcing a ton of turnovers. I was reading yesterday how when they go to their zone defense, like everybody covers for each other. Like there's no flaw in their defense. Like they run zone, somebody goes to double, like they're on that next rotation like it's nothing. They all have each other's back. And I mean, that's huge. And personally, yeah, we got the MVP and we got Middleton, but I'd say Boston has more options having Brown, Tatum, Kemba Walker.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart has been shooting 40% from three this year too. So, I mean, they got more options to actually score, but when that defense just has you locked up like that, it's nothing you can do.
Yeah, and Jimmy and them remind me of a team near and dear to my heart. The old four Pistons, the championship Pistons. They do. We ain't just scrappy. They just, you know what? And we might not be the best team, but we work. We might not have the most talent, I won't say, but we the best team. So we're gonna work together, and everybody rotating on defense. Everybody, just playing for each other. And I haven't seen a team done that since the old four Pistons. And they're dominating. Like they're dominating, like they'll get down and then they just come like in the third and fourth quarter and just dominate. All right, that team is clutch. So whoever plays, if they beat Boston, whoever plays them in the West better, come on. If LeBron come with that stupid stuff like, how they do like to play lackadaisical, they're gonna get blown off the floor. And they better, I'm just saying, like, Heat has a real chance of winning the championship this year. Like, at first, I'm just like, Giannis and them going to wipe them off the floor. And then I say, okay, well, the Celtics got more talent than Bucks in my, young talent, but it's more talent overall than the Bucks. The Celtics going to wipe them off the floor, and then they down 2-0. So it's time to stop. I think it's time to stop doubting Jimmy in the Heat because they're making a believer out of everyone.
But I think you could say the same thing about Denver too. But
Believe it or not, that's a series I want to see. I'm actually rooting for the Nuggets.
I want Denver versus Boston because I don't want that cliche. What's gonna happen is they want them ratings, so it's gonna end up being Boston versus Lakers, and it's gonna go to a game 6 or a game 7, and then it's gonna be Lakers 1 for Kobe, and I ain't trying to hear all that.
I definitely think the Lakers going to be in it. They're going to cheat for the Lakers to be in it. But I think it might be going against the Heat because I think Jimmy is not going to lay down. I don't think that team going to lay down. And if Boston loses this next game, it's definitely over. Because Boston is fighting with each other right now. You didn't hear like Marcus Smart and Jalen Brown got into it. They were.
Yeah,
They
I
were
heard about that, but I think, hey, sometimes that could just be the spark that you need though to all right, we got our little fight. Now let's settle this shit. Let's take care of it. Let's go out there and get to business. So, I mean, ultimately, we'll see in game.
Yeah, we had to see in game 3.
Can they pull off what Toronto did to us last year? Come back from 0-2.
But the thing is, can
I mean, even looking back on game 1, even looking back on game 1, like Tatum pulling half court threes to like end the game. Like, what are you doing? He had a wide open Marcus Smart on the baseline. Like, obviously, you can nip. At the end of the day, like there was opportunities there.
yeah, but I don't think I know that. How can they slow up Tyler Hero and the crew and Dragic? It's always someone new from the Heat stepping up, and that's why I worry about Boston. It's always someone new. Jimmy can have a bad game, but it's someone else dropping 30 or dropping 25. So that's what It's like waves of people coming at you from the Heat. It's not just It's just not just Jimmy. It's not like he's Giannis. It's just like he fits in with the team. I think you're frozen again, Brandon. Thank you. Frozen a little bit. So let's get you back. There you go. There you go. Yeah, you back. Yeah, froze up a little bit. I can hear you. I think you must be driving in the bad part of town, but we live. It's all right, man. We gonna get it right because but like back with Jimmy and back to Jimmy, Jimmy is a hardworking dude from Texas. He's a hardworking dude from Texas, so he got that working like mentality. All right, Brandon, you back, man.
I think we should be good now. I'm running a little dead zone. Sprint sucks. So.
Oh man, I understand. Shit, man, be happening, man. People not worried about it, man. I'm not worried about it. It happens, man. That's what happens when you use a streaming service. Sometimes it does what it wants to do. But
for sure.
yeah, man. We call you Mr. Keys to Victory because you always in the chat with me, you, and Nash. They always saying, have keys to victory for your Bucks. Since your Bucks out, I need a key to victory for the Nuggets getting this W today. Not an L, but need to know how can they upset the Lakers in game one.
Honestly, it depends on what lineups that the Lakers are going with, because sometimes they like to run AD at the center position, and sometimes they start McGee or they'll start Dwight Howard. So it really depends on that. But at the end of the day, Jamal Murray is going to have to be the man in this series, and Jokic is going to have to hit his threes. If Jokic is hitting his threes and he can pull AD out of the paint, then that opens up a lot for the rest of the team. But just like how Dame Lillard was torching them the first couple of games until he got hurt, Jamal Murray has the same ability to do that. I don't think he's as good as Lillard, but he has that ability. Obviously, we've seen him pop off for 50 a couple of times in these playoffs. So it's going to have to be a Jamal Murray type of series if they want to have any chance at it.
Yeah, it's I don't think none of the Lakers guards can handle Jamal Murray. I don't think none of them. That's a different animal right there. Look like this playoffs. I don't know, something awakening in him that I never seen coming. I know he was a decent player coming out of Kentucky. I know he was decent, but I didn't see 40, 50 points coming out of him in the league. This is like, it caught me by off guard. And he's just taking over this series. He's the real bubble MVP. I know they gave it to Dame Lillard, but right now he's the bubble MVP in my book. What you say, Brandon?
I think he definitely has a good argument. I mean, without him, Denver definitely loses first round without him.
Should they lose the second round?
They'll probably get swept without him because, yeah, I mean, because Donovan Mitchell was going off just as much. So, I mean, yeah, but I can definitely see that argument. And
it's just
as well as the Heat are playing as a team, nobody has really been that man. It's like been a committee. And for the Lakers, it's always, well, is it LeBron or is it AD? Like, they alternate games. And then the games that they play really well, both of them are playing great. But it's really hard to just say one of them. And then, I mean, Boston, yeah, you can give it to Tatum, but I'd say Murray's had a better playoffs than him. So, yeah, I definitely see the case for Murray.
Yeah, it's Murray because it's like, yeah, Jokic has some games where he take, when they can key in on him and slow him down. And it's just, when they key on Jokic, this guy drops 50 or 40 points like it's nothing Murray. So it's like you can't just key up. He makes Jokic actually better in the bubble. I'm like, in the bubble, because when you key too much in on Jokic, he goes off. And it's like he can go off for 40, 50 like it's nothing. I don't know. The quarantine has been nice to Murray. And if they beat the Lakers, he's going to be a big reason why, because I don't see Danny Green slowing him down. I don't see even Rondo slowing him down. Maybe a young Rondo would slow him down, but this older Rondo, I don't think will slow him down. And KCP is trash.
They're going to try to put the little eggplant on him.
Man, you better not say Alex Caruso. You serious?
That's what they're going to try to do. That's what they did to Dame.
Man, you put Alex Caruso.
They were like, yeah, maybe Caruso can clamp him up. Like,
and you saw what happened in game one with that. They changed that plan. They changed it quick. And it's like, I'm like, if they put Caruso one-on-one with Jamal Murray, I guarantee he dropping 60. He dropping 60.
You see how Murray had Kawhi kicking. he had Kawhi doing the hokey pokey.
Man, speaking of the Clippers, man, all these newfound Clipper fans are pissed off. They're pissed off because they were up these last 3 games. I don't get. You were up big in these last 3 games.
All I can say is they mortgaged their whole future for this. They traded like their next 70 first-round picks to get Paul George, and they gave up their best young prospect in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And then they signed Kawhi, which great player. So I mean, I'm not mad at you for signing somebody in free agency, but now both of them they can leave after next year.
Ooh.
So yeah, everybody is over here in the Giannis sweepstakes, but at the same time, y'all just blew a 3-1 lead, and both of you guys can leave after next year, and you mortgaged your future. So
well, nobody wants pandemic
Zubac is your best player.
Nobody wants pandemic P.
I mean, there's plenty of teams that will still get them a max. If Chris Middleton is getting damn near max money, Paul George is going to get max money.
In the playoffs, who you rather have, Chris Middleton or pandemic P? So I'm going to put it to you that way, the playoffs. Regular season, it's no doubt.
You're right.
I'm just saying this. And there's reports that they want Derrick Rose. See, the Pistons on my hat, they don't have any capital to get Derrick Rose. Who are we going to get? Unless they give us Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams, Zubac, they got to give us half their team for me to give you Derrick Rose. And that's not being wrong, but I'm like, you have no draft capital for the next 5-6 years. Now, the Oklahoma City Thunder is on them now. It's on them to build them a powerhouse team because they have so much draft capital. They can get key free agent. Key pieces who kind of get traded because you can trade draft capital. It's ridiculous what they gave up for Paul George.
And the crazy thing is, once they dump Chris this season too, they're gonna have so much cap space, and their whole team is gonna be made out of rookie contract players. They're gonna have so much cap, and I mean,
that might have been
player when Kawhi, LeBron, Giannis, AD, all of them could be open. I mean, you know, LeBron, he probably ain't going back to a small city or nothing, but
LeBron is not going to Oklahoma City.
Multiple times, gotta say, I don't want to play in a big market. I don't want to play in a big market. I don't want to go to LA. OKC could be that destination, although I'm sure he doesn't want to start over. So
I think he's gonna stay in Milwaukee.
But
they say
OKC could be scary if they hit on these draft picks.
Yeah, they hit on these draft picks, and it's like if Kawhi and Paul George leave, like you said, they can. The Clippers gonna suck. So those draft picks might be top draft picks. Yeah, it might be. If Kawhi, I think Kawhi is gonna stay because I think he's happy being home. But I think Paul George might get traded next year. He didn't show up. He no-showed. And they should have kept Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. With Kawhi would have been a better fit because at least they were hungry back and they got too lackadaisical.
I think another thing that's important to point out is Doc Rivers isn't the coach that everybody thinks he is. I respect him for, he won his championship in Boston, but he's the only coach to blow multiple 3-1 leads. He's blown 3 of them now.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
He should definitely be on the hot seat right now. I know that a lot of people like him because of the person that he is and maybe what he does off the court and I guess the leader that he is. But as far as coaching, I mean, outside of a big three in Boston that he had to have, I mean, he's had great teams with the Clippers as far as Chris
Yeah.
Paul, Blake Griffin, uh, JJ Redick was in that lineup to get them shooting. DeAndre Jordan was in his prime, defensive player of the year candidate. Like, he's had so much talent throughout his coaching career, and like to only have one championship and for people to like put you on this pedestal, like he's nowhere near Phil Jackson or a Pat Riley or
He's not even there. Eric Spoelstra.
Pop. So
He's not even there. He's not
I
even
don't
near
know.
him. I'll take Eric Spoelstra right now
I
over
think a
Doc
lot of
Rivers.
blame can be put on him, and maybe don't run the offense through Paul George in those crunch time moments. You know you got Kawhi. Stick with him. Get the ball to Lou
Dude,
Williams. You know he's gonna
I'm gonna
make a
say
play.
Kawhi was 6 for
But
22. So, and
that's
I
not
tell this to
franchise.
everybody, I say Kawhi can't shoot, and people don't want to hit me. I say he's not. He have games when he's hitting,
I
but
can't hear you.
he's not a shooter. He's more of a scorer. So when he's on fire, he's on fire. But Kawhi can't shoot, and people don't want to hit me on this. But I'm like, I'm not running my offense through Kawhi Leonard. I'm gonna run it through someone who can shoot in these crunch time moments. And it's like people wasn't hearing me. Like people like there are people like the Skip Bayless,
Hey, I'm gonna pop out and then
former
come back
thinking.
in. I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Uh, you hear me now? Oh, you gotta come back in. But like I was saying, there's people who's in the Skip Bayless way of thinking of Kawhi is the best player on the planet, and he's not the best player on the planet. He's a good two-way player, but he's not the best player on the planet. And with Kawhi Leonard, I see Brandon, he's back.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear you now.
okay. I was just saying, like, there's people in the Skip Bayless school, Skip Bayless is jumping ship now, talking about he's not saying he was the best player on the planet, even though on Halloween he did. But he is not the best player on the planet, and it's like I would have moments when Kawhi hot, I would run it through him, but he's not like a good shooter. It's like he's a decent shooter, but he's not like you think shooter. I'll get the ball or Steph or Clay. They can give me some change momentum plays. He
Yeah,
don't change momentum.
but at the same time, you gotta look at it like there really has never been another Steph or Clay outside of Ray
I just
Allen
was
or
using it,
maybe Reggie Miller. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I mean, I guess a more modern comparison is when you look at this Heat team, what they've been doing in the playoffs. They've just had them guys that just put us a few times. Crowder got us a few times. You start making that comeback, and they got so many different guys that are just, yeah, I'm gonna put this dagger in right now. So
Yeah, I'm just saying, Tyler Hero can change momentum. Like somebody that could just like if you see like it's going left, you need somebody to hit a shot. Nobody was hitting a shot for the Clippers during that time. No one. And it was like y'all supposed to be that team. Everybody had them winning the championship. I said, well, man, that's unstoppable if they play to their potential. And they did all that barking. I think they got caught up in all that barking with the Trailblazers. They thought they were bigger than what they were and got smacked in the mouth by this Nuggets team. So LeBron can still think he the king and think he bigger than what it is and get smacked in the mouth. It's going the Nuggets team knock out both LA teams. That would be a story.
what's crazy is I was reading earlier today how in Game Three, I want to say it was Game Three or Game Four. I want to say Game Four. It was a closeout game for Clippers, and Marcus Morris got into an argument with Paul Millsap, and it was like, "Get ready to pack your bags, bitch," or something like that. So And then after, I'm wondering if that was like what sparked them, because Paul Millsap ended up going off in the second half of that game, and then they came back from being down 3-1. So I'm wondering if that's what like sparked them, was that comment, and it just makes it look even worse on the Clippers because of somebody like him. Or I mean, I know that's his personality, but somebody saying something like that to you, like you're in the NBA, you're getting money. Like at the end of the day, we all know everybody wants to win a championship, so that should already be a motivation. But when somebody disrespects you like that, I can definitely see how that would bring out like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up.
It's like Doc Rivers need to get rid of all them Stan Van Gundy Pistons, like Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris. You need to get rid of all those Stan Van Gundy Pistons because they come up with these bad attitudes like they didn't want shit and they ain't win shit for us. They ain't gonna win shit for the Clippers. And they keep bringing all these people in. Like they had a good core last year before they got Kawhi. They kind of destroyed it a little bit to get Kawhi and Paul, and then they got rid of some glue guys. And you get these guys like Marcus Morris, who got an attitude problem, and then you got Reggie Jackson, who just hot garbage, and then you keep playing them. This is what you get when you play Reggie Jackson and Marcus Morris too much. This is what you get. You be up 3-1. Now you going home. 1, 2, 3, Cabo. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm going for Denver. I want Denver to win the championship because right now it's like fuck the Heat, and I don't want the Lakers.
They got to bring the picture back. That's your second squad.
Anyways, and then I don't want this Lakers Celtics duo or matchup again in the finals. So I guess if I had to pick a team, the Nuggets.
I mean, Jimmy doing it for Marquette. Jimmy Butler with the Marquette. It's like, man,
there's Jimmy and there's Jay Crowder, both from Marquette, and then you got LeBron is one of my favorite players of all time. It's the reason why I love basketball. But at the end of the day, I don't want to listen to them Lakers fans. and then they're going to be like, oh, well, you guys said that you were better than us, even though we beat them. And then they're going to be like, oh, well, Giannis definitely shouldn't have been MVP because we won a championship and he didn't. And they're going to pretend like 10 years ago they didn't hate LeBron back when him and Kobe were going at it.
Oh, yeah.
Best player. So I ain't trying to listen to none of that. Nah.
But to like switching gears a little bit, have you heard Prime Time is the new coach at Jackson State University? That's HBCU. Most people, what's your thoughts on Prime Time? I guess head coach.
Wow, no, I didn't hear about that. But
oh yeah, he's now the head coach at Jackson State.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT of all DBs. So, I mean, if you ask me, I think he's a top 5 player of all time.
Yes, indeed.
When you talk about the GOAT competition, I'm not talking. I'm talking about all players.
Yeah.
Good.
It's like Deion, you should take one side of the field away. He made what was Larry Brown? What that was Larry Brown, the dude who was like caught him 3 interceptions in the Super Bowl. He made him get paid because Neil O'Donnell refused to throw it to Deion Sanders' side. So that was the first, I think, ever shutdown corner. Like he was a complete lockdown, shutdown corner.
Yeah, I have nothing but respect for him. So, I mean, I hope that he does well as a coach. Um, I know he has some sons that play ball, and they've been pretty successful, at least getting to the college level. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
one at South Carolina, and the other one was at FAU, I think it is. Yeah,
I think one of them. I think Junior had played at Ole Miss.
yeah. No, it's like three of them. Huh? It's like three, I think. Huh? I know Shiloh, I
Yeah,
think, played at South Carolina, and the youngest one, I think, just signed at FAU with Taggart. But I got one question: what the
okay.
hell is Florida State doing? Like, if he was interested in coaching, he should have been at Florida State. Like,
Florida
they're
State is
not doing
garbage.
anything anyway.
Outside, it outside of that, them couple of years of Jameis out there, they're garbage. Like,
Yeah, I hate Florida State because I'm a Miami fan, but come on. If prime time say he's interested in coaching, you know how many recruits, how many DBs you would get just because prime time is your coach?
yeah, yeah, it's true.
And
But I mean, at the same
it would,
time, like, you might want to sit back and see, like, okay, what's he gonna do at this small school first, and then go, all right, cool. Now that he's successful here, let's bring him into this bigger program and see what he can do. Because I mean, like, even if you look at for example, Mike Vrabel for the Titans, right?
right,
He wasn't always just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna hire him as a head coach. It was he did his time obviously in the Patriots organization, but then he went and he was a defensive coordinator for Houston for a few years,
right.
and then when they had those dominant years with Clowney and Watt, then that's when it was like, oh okay, now he's an actual candidate. So I mean, that could definitely be like his future. Is let's see what he does starting off, and then we can build off of that with the bigger programs.
But he can make Jackson State a player. That'll be huge. That'll be huge for that university. That'd be huge for like it might change the spectrum of sports because those little, if all it takes is one spark to make a program be dominant. You just got to be able to reach recruits. If you can get
Yeah,
recruits, that will change some things. But sticking with football, I know you want to talk about this subject of first ballot Hall of Fame nominees.
yeah. So,
Go ahead. I'm giving you your moment for Charles Woodson. Go.
well, I actually started looking through the list, and there are so many quality players on that list. I mean, guys that aren't even first ballot, like guys that have been on there a few times now. Um, but then obviously you got the three heavy hitters in the newcomers. You got Peyton Manning, Charles Woodson, and Megatron. I
Yeah,
think all three of them are going to get in. I know it's kind of debatable on Megatron, but he was just so dominant for the few years that he did play that it's going to be hard to keep him out.
come on,
But
man. He played for Detroit. Y'all got to put him in just for that.
hey, yeah, he's a monster. I mean, when you look at the Lions, they love wasting good talent too early. So,
Second person they done that to.
yeah,
Generational
second
talent.
best. Yep. But but as I was looking through this list, I'm looking at guys like Jared Allen. Patrick Willis is another guy kind of like Megatron where he was so dominant, but he didn't play that long, but he definitely could get in there. Um, because if you think about it, after Patrick Willis retired, that's when
Mm,
everything went downhill for the 49ers. And then Kaepernick started his decline.
mm,
But I think he was such a huge part of that team, him and Frank Gore on the offense. Um, who else is in there? Asante Samuel. In the playoffs, I seen that man make so many clutch interceptions, pass breakups. I don't know that he's Hall of Fame worthy, but he definitely deserves honorable mention because He was a very good cornerback. John Lynch has been on that list for a few years now. I definitely think he's going to get in. If not this year, then in the next year or two, he'll be in there. Um, and then obviously he's doing his thing as a GM. Just got to
Yeah.
the Super Bowl last year, so he's another one. I seen Herschel Walker is on there. I mean, without him, you don't. Without Herschel Walker, you don't get the Cowboys dynasty.
Man, you don't want to be in the Hall of Fame for being a player that started a dynasty. They traded you and you started a dynasty. Herschel Walker was a great college back, but I don't think he might ever get in. I'm sorry. I don't think he did much for Minnesota.
Another player I saw that was interesting was David Akers, a very good kicker for so many years for Philly. I mean, they went to 6 NFC championships, and he was their starting kicker. I know special teams players don't get a lot of love when it comes to Hall of Fame, but I mean, he was a great kicker. Although I think the next kicker that gets in will be Vinatieri.
Yeah, they don't do too many kickers, so he might be waiting.
And then I saw Josh Cribbs on the list as well. He was a great return man, but again, I think the only return man that'll have an opportunity is Devin Hester.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if it's not Devin Hester, Josh Cribbs wasn't as dominant as Devin Hester. They literally changed the rules with Devin Hester. They had to change the rules. So, trust me, I know about Devin Hester. Damn Bears beat my tank. I know about the doggone. I know about Devin Hester. Kicking it to Devin Hester. That's stupid. You could never kick it to Devin Hester.
So, funny story about Devin Hester. I want to say it was 2011. Me and my dad had went to a Packers-Bear game on Christmas, and we were winning by a couple of touchdowns, and it was like the fourth quarter, and we punted. And he got mad at me because I wanted to see Devin Hester, get loose. I didn't want us to lose or nothing, but I mean, I want to see something exciting, after shutting them down the whole game. Like, let's see Devin Hester do a little something. Let's see, even if you don't score, like, let's see 30-yard return. Let's see him cross the field back and forth, like some college Reggie Bush stuff. Like,
right.
But
that's the only one I know who brought his college speeds to the pros, man, because he was doing college stuff on people in that back, and then when he was returning the ball, he couldn't catch for shit, but they tried to make a receiver, but he can or he couldn't cover, so he came in as a cornerback. That's why he wore 23. He couldn't cover or catch, but he can return kicks. So it is gonna be a specialist. Special teams guy. It got to be Devin Hester. Before
what's crazy is in Madden, sometimes they in the ultimate team mode or whatever, they'll let you put them at running back.
Oh, that would have been. Maybe he should have played running back because you got to get the ball in his hands. Once you get the ball in his hands, never know what would have happened. But he couldn't catch. I don't know why people made him a receiver. He couldn't catch. He couldn't cover. So
because they know if he caught that slant route, he was gone.
Yeah. Well, you can do an arrow route off the backfield, and he'll be gone. It's with Devin Hester, he shouldn't make it. It'll be a travesty if he did, because you can't tell the history of the NFL without Devin Hester, because that was the last time they did kickoffs from it was the 30. Now they do it by almost the 40. So
yeah.
And I also see Peanut Tillman. He's eligible this year. That I ain't realized he was gone out the league that long.
Yeah, that's another name that I really intrigued me was Peanut Tillman, because so many years playing against my Packers, just damn that peanut punch, man.
Yeah, that punch.
Stayed forcing fumbles.
Yeah, he was good at forcing fumbles. I don't think he get in this year
Yep.
because it's his first year, but he will
Mhm.
get in. And then also there's Jared
Yeah,
Allen too.
yep,
He's in there
that
too.
was one of the names that I said too. Oh, and I forgot Rondé Barber.
Yeah, that'd be the only barber that should get in the Hall of Fame because Tiki.
Rondé Barber, Sean Alexander was on the list. I mean,
That's
he was an MVP.
yeah, but it's then he fell off. That's
But
that's a tricky one.
how many league MVPs are not in the Hall of Fame? I guess is the question to ask.
We're going to look that one up. Uh,
Yeah,
I I don't know, but it was just like he was dominant for like a stretch of like 2 3 years and then fell off. So it's like uh that's a tough one, Sean Alexander. Yeah,
yeah,
because you got to penalize him from not you know you know continuing his production. Because the
yeah.
Seahawks fell off once he fell off.
But another player that's on there that was interesting is Jamal Lewis, because even him, he had that 2,000-yard season. I still remember watching that season finale against Pittsburgh, and they were like, "Is Jamal Lewis gonna do it?" And it was like, "Well, Pittsburgh got the most dominant defense this year, and Joey Porter, who's also on the list, him and them boys in Pittsburgh, they shut them down to like 50 yards in that game and kept them from getting the record." So, but I mean, even after he flamed out, he went back to Cleveland and still put up a 1,000-yard season out there. So he's
Right.
definitely an intriguing player on that list as well.
Can they? I got one plea for him. Even though I hate the Cowboys, can they please put Drew Pearson back in the damn Hall of Fame finally? He gonna have all the damn 88s in the Hall of Fame except for the original 88. The man that waited long enough. Please put Drew Pearson. Please put him in the Hall of Fame because he's been waiting the longest. This man been waiting so long. Please put him in the Hall of Fame. Just have pity on the Cowboys fans. Give them a win this year.
That's messed up.
I'm just saying, this man been waiting, what, it was like 20, 30 years to get in the damn Hall of Fame?
I do have two more names. I think it would be really cool if they let Reggie Wayne in with Peyton.
Yeah, that'll be tight.
He was,
Peyton getting in.
yeah, definitely.
He's getting in.
But I don't know that Reggie Wayne is first ballot worthy because I mean I see Chad Johnson on that list too, and he's one of my favorite players as a kid. But um, yeah, I think it would be really cool if they let Reggie Wayne go in because Dallas Clark ain't getting in.
Hell
But
no.
if
But
you
they got
put
Wells Welker on the list too. So, he did play Wells
that's
Welker.
another guy where I'm just like I think he was just a product of the quarterbacks he had. I mean Brady and Peyton Manning.
Might as well put Julian Edelman in the damn Hall of Fame if you're gonna put
No,
Wells Welker.
no, you're gonna have a nasty take from me. No, we ain't talking about that. Hell no, no,
Oh
no,
man.
Julian Edelman.
I'm
No, absolutely not.
just saying
If
to
you're putting
me,
him in, if you're putting Julian Edelman in, you might as well put my boy Donald Driver in, who's also on his ballot.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna put Wells Welker in, you might as well put Amendola and Edelman in because they're just basically the same player.
Shit.
It's the same.
You know who the new one is? The new one is Scotty Miller.
Yeah, you might as well put Scotty Miller in. It's the same damn player. We're not just saying that because they're white receivers, but they just do the same stuff. They quick
No,
and look.
no, it's because the white receivers and they caught the ball from Tom Brady.
That mostly, but they do the same routes. It's the same. You watch them, it's the same short routes. It's not just because they white. They caught it from Tom Brady. It's they run the same routes. Look, Tom Brady's only throwing the ball like 5 yards. Hey, they gonna get some quick white receivers. That's what he's doing. Throw it to my quick white receiver. I don't care if I have Mike Evans and and Godwin. Scotty Miller. Scotty Miller. Scotty Miller had what? About 10, 12 targets or something like that. He kept throwing to Scotty Miller.
Mm-hmm. That's why I had to trade Godwin today in my fantasy league, but that was
And
the last topic we were on.
look what happened to Edelman now with Cam Newton.
He's a
It
role
is what
player.
it is.
He's a
Huh?
role player. That's all he's ever been. Is just a role player.
I had people tell me that he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame last year. Like they're like
Yeah, I know.
Edelman,
I heard this.
and I'm like Marcus Colston, who was the Saints player, put up better numbers than him, and he's not even considered to be in the Hall of Fame. And I wouldn't even say that. Like Marcus Colston not a Hall of Famer to me, even though he caught a lot of passes with Drew Brees, but he don't scream Hall of Famer to me. He just feel like he was very good because I don't think Marcus Colston made the Pro Bowl, and I don't know if Julian Edelman made the Pro Bowl.
I don't know if he has either.
So I'm like, you can't put a person who never made a Pro Bowl in the Hall of Fame. That means he wasn't the
Well,
best at your position. You got to make a Pro Bowl.
I've had the argument just a few months ago actually, and it was like Julian Edelman doesn't rank in the top 100 in yards. He doesn't rank in the top 100 in receiving touchdowns. He's like 79th in receptions all time. And it's like, why does that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? You know, like, give me Greg Jennings over Julian Edelman. Like,
Yeah, real.
for
Give
real?
me Joe Horn over Julian Edelman. I'll take Joe. Look, I know how you feel about Joe Horn, but give me Joe Horn over Julian Edelman. At least he made a Pro Bowl. Jesus. I'm like, he made a Pro Bowl and he was top in his position. At least something. I'm just saying, Julian Edelman shouldn't make it. Wes Welker, that's tough. I don't know if Wes Welker would even make it. I know he was good, but we don't want to make the Hall of Fame the Hall of Very
You know
Good.
what? That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't feel like Eli Manning should be in when he's up there.
Hell
But
no.
what he did, he was smart about it though. He retired in a year where there's no other quarterbacks coming out, so he's gonna get in by default.
Well, it should make you wait. He should not be a first ballot. Number one. If you get in, he should not be a first ballot. He's only getting in because he beat the Patriots twice. And his last name Manning. That's why he's going to get in there. But they should make him wait.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you put Eli in there, I feel like you have to put Donovan McNabb in there.
Yeah. There was five straight
McNabb didn't
NFC
win the Super
championships.
Bowl, but he went to 6.
Six.
Yeah, he went to like 5 or 6 of the players.
He's not a great player, but he's a good player. It's a Hall of Very Good.
I can't. Yeah, I can't respect that. I don't know. It's very hard. And then even I'm looking at the records today. They were posting about the all-time touchdown list and how Phillip Rivers needs 2 of them to get into the top 6 in touchdowns all time. Like, Phillip Rivers isn't a Hall of Famer to me. So
it's just look. Ryan Fitzpatrick is passing some people up in the passing yards that are in the Hall of Fame right now. And I sure as hell don't think Ryan Fitzpatrick is a damn Hall of Famer. So it's a product of the throwing system. So these numbers are skewed. We're gonna have to start looking at like a Hall of Famer to me is a game changer. Someone you cannot play without. And that's a Hall of Famer in my book. They putting all these people in who not really Hall of Famers. It's getting watered down.
Okay, so do you think Mike Vick is a Hall of Famer?
Oh, that's an intriguing one because he could have, but his own decisions derailed him.
He game changer.
Yeah, he was the game changer, and you can't tell the history of the NFL without Mike Vick because he changed the way you looked at mobile quarterbacks. But then his damn decision
he paved the way
for Russell Wilson and all those other ones that's coming in, Lamar Jackson for sure, Deshaun
Deshaun
Watson.
Watson.
Yeah, it's he should be a Hall of Famer, but you look at his numbers, then it's like, but you look at the film, it's
The
like
thing
that's a
with
Hall
him
of
is,
Fame.
yeah, I mean, but I think you could almost look at. I think he'd be a little higher on my list, but you could compare him to like Devin Hester, where they were game changers
Yeah, they won't get in first ballot.
on their own. Yeah, at the
Yeah,
end of the day, was Mike Vick consistently good enough, like on every play? Because Devin Hester, like, if he wasn't returning the ball, he wasn't doing shit.
yeah, basically.
So
I'm
I
like,
mean, it's just one of them things.
Vic would have to wait probably a couple years before you get in because it's just people gonna look at his interception to touchdown ratio. They're gonna start doing that, breaking him down. But to me, he's a Hall of Famer because I'm like, shit. I know playing him when he was with the Falcons, that shit used to scare me every time. And I ain't gonna lie, I actually had a Mike Vick jersey, and like I had to get a Mike Vick jersey because he changed.
Can
I
we
didn't even look at him as a Falcon.
hold on? Can we get a picture of this and post it up?
Nah, I got rid of all the pictures of it. Like I ain't gonna lie, I had a Mike Vick jersey, man, because I respected his game. I didn't wear it. I didn't wear it much. I wore it. When I was playing football because I tried to be Vic. Playing flag football, trying to be Michael Vick.
I didn't wear it much.
Yeah, I didn't wear it much. That's the only time I wore a Falcon jersey, man. That's ever. It's a picture somewhere floating around on Facebook, probably with the Falcon jersey, but it's the only time I wore one with Mike Vick. So for me to wear a Falcon jersey, yeah, it's a damn Hall of Famer. I think so. It's a Hall of Famer.
I can't tell you how many times, like, growing up, I would get so mad because Green Bay, yeah, we've been blessed with Hall of Fame quarterbacks for my whole life, but we've never had that superstar player like Adrian Peterson, Randy Moss, Megatron. So I would get salty because I was like, man, like, I want an Adrian Peterson jersey. And then I'll think about it and I'm like, nah, I can't bring no purple in the house.
I'm sorry. That red and white, that white jersey we came in the house then. I'm sorry, man. That's how good of a player he was. Look, I'm a Miami fan. I had this college Virginia Tech jersey, and they was rivals then. So that's how much I like Michael Vick, bro. Like it was like, damn, that was that dude, and it was just sad that he went to the Falcon. I just looked at it as a Vic jersey instead of a Falcons jersey, bro. I scraped the Falcon logo off it, bro. Like I scraped the logo off it. It wasn't authentic, so I didn't pay a lot for it. It wasn't an authentic one. Not getting no authentic. It was the one you get the iron on one. I scraped off. I scraped the Falcon emblem off it. I no longer have that jersey though. I had to get rid of it. But I'm saying that's how much he had influenced a generation of kids, especially black kids that want to play for quarterback. Like, damn, I want to be quarterback. I want to be number 7.
So
like everybody want to be number 7.
So why you bring that up? There's another one that's actually on the list that also caught my attention. It was Randall Cunningham.
Oh yeah, I remember Randall. I think my uncle played with Randall Cunningham. Like my uncle got drafted by the Eagles in the first round, and when Randall came in, he was on his way out. But We cool. We love the Eagles in our family, except for when they play the Saints. You know, they picked out. Man, look, they picked out, so we don't have nothing but love for the Eagles. But you know, yeah, I used to watch Randall. Eagles Randall. See, it's different Randalls because when he came back with the Vikings, he wasn't that Randall like he was with the Eagles. So
Yeah.
I'll take Eagles Randall's a Hall of Famer.
But and then the last name that I actually wanted to bring up from the list is one of my Packers, Leroy Butler. He's the only player from the '90s All-Decade defensive team that's not in the Hall of Fame.
Wasn't he the one who created the Lambeau
Yes,
Leap?
he created the Lambeau Leap. He
You
has a
got to go
Super
in just
Bowl
for that.
ring. Like, what? Why is he not getting in there? Like, it doesn't make sense when you're the only one from the All-Decade team defense. Why are you not in the Hall of Fame? And I think this is his third or fourth year on the ballot. So it's not like I'm saying, oh, you should be first ballot. Like, no, I'm just saying, like, where's the consistency with the voting? If you're gonna vote the other 10 in, like, it's time to put number 11 in.
Well, they probably gonna put him in eventually. Because it's all these runner players that's about to come out. It's about they're gonna put all these people first ballot Hall of Famers that are coming out. 3 for sure is going on the list this year. Calvin Johnson,
Yep.
Woodson, and Manning. So that takes a spot from Leroy Butler, and he goes down in the pecking order. But I believe he should get in though, because every time I used to watch those old Packer games, they used to come on Fox with Brett Favre. You always see Leroy Butler getting an interception or something. And I remember when he first did the Lambeau Leap. So
Yeah, I actually I got to meet him and Dorsey Levens a few years back when we played the Giants. I want to say 2016. I went to that playoff game and I got to meet him and Dorsey Levens and take a picture with them.
that's a name
Thought
I
that
didn't
was
hear in
pretty
a
cool.
while. Dorsey Levens. I ain't hear that in a while. I remember.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, the Packers game used to be like after the Saints game, because we usually play at the 12 o'clock slot. So it was a Cowboy game or a damn Packer game. They used to come on Fox. So you kind of knew him, like Dorsey Levens and Brett Favre and Mark Chmura and all them. You used to kind of know all the damn Packers because they used to always come on TV. And then John Madden used to just love Brett Favre. So yeah, these some names I ain't heard in a while. So man,
So I do want to ask you one more.
okay.
I don't he's not on the list, but I see Shannon Sharp on TV all the time and he always shouts out his brother, Sterling Sharp, who was on the Packers. And that was a little bit before my time, but I know looking back on the stats, they showed the last 3 years of his career, he was outplaying Jerry Rice statistically.
Hell yeah, Sterling Sharp
So,
was a beast.
so, so had he not broke his neck, do you think he would be in?
Oh, he'd have been in already. He'd have been in before his brother. Yes, indeed. Shannon says himself that Sterling was the better player than him, and it was like Shannon Sharp says that, and Sterling Sharp was a beast before he broke his neck, and he was on pace to be up there, like to be a top receiver. That was gonna be y'all superstar that you was looking for. That was the superstar y'all was looking for, and it's not like I was a little kid. I just remember '84 scoring a lot of damn touchdowns. I just remember that. But he hurt his
Whenever I
neck,
see the
and that was basically, because his career got cut short. He might not never make it in because his career got cut short. I got one for you. You think Chad
yeah,
Johnson will never make it? You think Chad Johnson gonna make it?
Man, he's one of my favorites. I had his jersey when I grew up.
Me too. I had it. I still got it.
him. I had Chad and I had Steve Smith. Those are my two favorite players growing up outside of the Packers.
Right.
I love them. They be on the sideline. They be playing mini golf with the pylons for the touchdown celebrations. Them two, they were just wild. They had so much attitude, and I think that's why I like Deshaun Jackson so much when he was with Philly the first time. Odell Beckham has a little bit of that. Like, I don't know. It's something about them. They're not like, I don't think that they're assholes. They're just like,
You said it.
they just know that they're the shit. And they ain't scared to like go out there and be like, shit, I'm gonna talk this shit. And if I get locked down, I'm gonna still talk shit.
Yeah. Well, the problem is nobody locked him down. It's not till Chad left the Bengals was when he started getting locked down.
Yeah. I mean, and that didn't really help him either. I mean, the best quarterback, I guess he had Brady for like an offseason, but the best quarterback he really played with was Carson Palmer, and then after that it was like Andy Dalton. I mean, you ain't doing much with that.
He did play with Tom Brady, but that couldn't resurrect his career. And then he got in trouble with your girl in Miami, and then that was the end of Chad Johnson. But Chad Johnson, you can't tell a story out of the NFL without Chad Johnson and T.O. Them two were like going at it for like you can't tell it because he produced. And people thought at one point he was like one of the top 3 receivers during his time before he went downhill. So if they're talking about Julian Edelman
and Randy Moss,
yeah, I'm just saying if you're talking about Julian Edelman getting in, people talking about him getting in. If Julian Edelman get in before Chad Johnson, I'm going to stop watching NFL. I'm sorry. Because the numbers puts Chad in there. Just the numbers alone put Chad in there. He's over some people who's in the Hall of Fame right now. And he produced it. It's not his fault he was on a sucky team.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's like it doesn't make sense to hold out Chad Johnson. Because, the man already have a Hall of Fame jacket made. You put that on. So you already got the Hall of Fame jacket made. So let's put the man in the Hall of Fame. He probably could come back and kick for the Titans because he's a good kicker. The Titans might need him.
I'm waiting for this nasty message to pop up. I'm waiting for the message to pop up.
Oh man, we know he at work right now, so he gonna see this and he probably gonna be mad. I'll bring it up for another show. I'll bring it up for him getting the Titan kick and go get Chad Johnston. Esteban Ocho Cinco. But before we get out of here, you got any shout outs?
I'm gonna say shout out to the Packers squad. We're gonna come out here and get another dub this week. We'll start off 2-0. No Kenny Galladay for the Lions. So make sure y'all take him out your fantasy lineup. Make sure y'all take him out your fantasy lineups. But as usual, shout out to you. Thank you for having me on here.
No problem. I just want to shout out Nasty, even though you ain't on here, and shout out you for always doing the show. And let's get this dub, Saints, against the Raiders on Monday night. Let's shut down that Death Star looking thing. I don't know what you call that building. Let's shut it down. Get that first dub in the building. Be the Saints. Don't choke. Don't y'all choke. I know we don't have Mike Thomas, but don't choke on Monday night, Saints. Let's just bust their ass and get out of there. Fuck Vegas. That's what I'm on right now. Fuck the Raiders. Fuck Vegas. Fuck Vegas. That's how I'm feeling. Because damn pandemic, I'm supposed to be there.
I don't know what y'all are gonna do without Mike Thomas because they're gonna be looking for that screenplay. They're gonna be looking for AK on the screen.
We just gonna put Emmanuel Sanders doing slants, like the same thing we do Michael Thomas. Go run this slant. Hey, but the thing about the Saints, we show out on Monday night on primetime games. So I don't worry about primetime games. And it's like the Raiders won last week, so they're not the lowly Raiders. So they might take the Raiders actually serious. Hopefully. And other receivers going to step up, man. So I was you, I wouldn't pick them up in fantasy. Only person I would touch in fantasy for the Saints right now is Kamara, because Drew Brees is like hot garbage. He looked like hot garbage against the Buccaneers. Let's call it what it is. Let's call this Mofax right now, because he looked like hot garbage. He looked like a 40-year-old quarterback. Saints fans, this is my last day before we get out of here. Saints fans, stop living in 2010 and 9-10 season when we won the Super Bowl. That's not the same quarterback. That's old. That's a geriatric person right there playing quarterback now. Stop the show. we need to start warming up Jameis, warming up Taysom Hill. Somebody can throw the damn ball down the field, and I hate Taysom Hill. I swear to God, I hate Taysom Hill as a quarterback. We need to start warming up somebody else to throw the ball down the field, because Drew Brees, that ain't it. You can call it what you want. That's facts right there. We'll put it up there for y'all. More facts. Drew Brees is done. You need to do the Bill Belichick thing and get rid of a player too early before it's too late. And we done held on Drew Brees 1 year too late. So we're going to have to run the ball against the Raiders to win this game. So pick up Latavius Murray and Kamara, because we gonna run the ball this week.
I think I picked up Traquan. I'm starting Traquan in one of my leagues this week, so we're gonna see.
You better hope Taysom Hill throw the damn ball. For what I see,
I think he gonna catch. I think he gonna catch some bubble screens.
I said, what I seen this last Sunday, him and Brady are washed up. What I seen last week, they're done. They need to go retire this year. Both of them done. That arm is done.
I'm just glad my old quarterback is looking like his prime self.
Your old quarterback is not 40. He's not 40. He's still in his 30s.
36 though.
Look, 36. I can still throw it.
You know,
I'm 35. I can still throw it down the field. I can probably throw it farther than Drew Brees right now. See that? I can still swing it in my 30s. This is what
I will say. This is when Tom Brady started winning Super Bowls again. You know, he got them first 3 based off his defense when he first came in.
Yeah.
But when he started winning, I mean, all of them, he had a top 6 defense. But when the second time around, when he finally grew up and was the man of the team, that's when he started winning. So we're going to see if Aaron Rodgers has his little resurgence.
I'm saying y'all have a top receiver in the league, so hey, I'm starting Devontae Adams this week. He gave me 83 points in one of my leagues last week. I'm sorry. Last week he gave me 83 points in one of my leagues. I don't know how, but he gave me 83 points. He's not coming out my lineup. So I don't know what souped up league I got in. And the Lions don't have any corners. So
no,
Devontae Harris.
I think Okuda's back this week, but
it doesn't matter.
Trufant didn't play, or he didn't practice this week, and Coleman's on IR. So you're gonna put a rookie on Devontae Adams. I don't think that's gonna work, but I look forward to another.
Start all Packers receivers this week. Start them all. I was kind of right.
Start all the Lions running backs because Kenny Clark is out.
I dropped Kerryon Johnson. Damn that. Dropped him. Everybody but Kerryon Johnson because they seem they don't like him. So start Adrian Peterson. Start Devontae Swift. So we giving y'all last minute fantasy advice. So I'm just saying, do not start Josh Jacobs. I keep trying to tell y'all, a strength of the Saints defense is stopping the run. Don't start Josh Jacobs. Nobody won't listen to me. If you don't have any other running back, I understand. But if you have other quality running backs, don't start Josh Jacobs. He says on a 44 game, under 100-yard rusher. And they have not allowed a 100-yard rusher in 44 games. You know how many games, how many seasons that is? Do not start a running back. And during that stretch, we played Zeke Elliott and a whole bunch of other great running backs. Marshawn Lynch is during that time. So do not. I think it's since the Beast Quake was the last time we had a damn 100-yard running back on us. I don't know. Shit, I think it's the last time.
And it all came on that run.
It all came on the run. Oh man.
One thing I do want to bring up from the last show, we were talking about the Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, and both of them went off last night. So
They played the Bengals.
Hopefully, they did. But you were saying you didn't trust nobody off the Browns. I stuck with Kareem Hunt, and thankfully, he paid off with that last touchdown to seal the game.
I still don't. I don't trust anybody unless they're playing the Bengals. I guess I thought the Bengals would be better than what they were, but when they play the Bengals, I trust the Browns
and the Texans.
And the Texans. If they play the Texans, oh yeah, give me OBJ and all them. But when they playing anybody decent, I don't trust a Brown. No Browns, except Nick Chubb.
I trust Kareem Hunt because he's gonna get in there for the passing game.
Yeah,
so
but it's Baker Mayfield.
When they're over there getting smoked, he's gonna be in there catching them little screens or whatever the case is. He had a nice little route last night.
That's a Baker not throwing it to the other team. Shit.
You know what? I can't stand Baker. I think he's a bum. He looks homeless. He should have never been the number one pick. You know what? You ever seen How to Get Away with Murder?
Yeah.
He looked like the gay dude from How to Get Away with Murder. But anyway, they look like twins. But I got faith in Nick Chubb and not Nick Chubb,
Kareem Hunt. So I got Nick Chubb because Nick Chubb is, when they run the ball, that's if they run it. I don't know what's going on in Cleveland. Don't trust no Browns, put it that way. Don't trust a Brown. I was wrong in my 5 about putting Nick Chubb in my top 5 in fantasy. This shit, because I don't know what the Browns doing. So don't know what they're doing. But I told y'all I picked Kamara though, and Kamara got me 2 touchdowns week 1. So that's the only person we have on our team right now. So start Kamara this week. He saw what Christian McCaffrey did this same Raiders team. They basically the same back. So, but we about to get out of here, man. This your boy Mo Young with Brandon. We'll see y'all Tuesday for more fantasy insight. Peace.